Hey, everybody. Listen, welcome in the building. I'm coming to y'all with a quick. We're going to do a quick, okay? A quick Saturday night trending topics. Got some good stories for y'all. There's one young lady, only 35, went to a club, but it was a illegal club, okay? Went to a club. She just wanted to celebrate her 35th birthday. Now she is no longer here. We're going to get into that story. We got an unfortunate, update on, well, I'm going to say an update, right? On the unfortunate story where the young lady, the young couple had a baby. Well, they went to the hospital to have their baby, and unfortunately, they had a doctor who apparently didn't really know what she was doing, or at least in this case. And so the baby was decapitated, and there's been lies in that story going on ever since. And now the police are involved, and everybody's trying to find out what really happened during this delivery that they was trying to cover up and then cremate the baby. Okay, so we got some stuff to talk about on that. And then we got an unfortunate story where a teenager went to the hospital with her mom for back pain. She was scheduled to graduate high school soon. Now, instead of graduating, she's locked up behind bars, being accused of having her baby in the emergency room bathroom, and then allegedly unaliving the baby. So we got stuff to talk about. I'm glad you're joining me for this Saturday trending topics, okay? And we're going to get into some things. And before we get into some things, y'all know what I need in that chat, right? I need a what? Thank you, Priscilla. I see you putting it in there. I need a choo-choo. All aboard, everybody. I'm about to board the train for trending topics Saturday, okay? I got to get used to those words coming out my mouth. I'm forgetting, to say trending topics. Jennifer, what video won't play? Wait, are y'all not seeing my video? Are y'all not seeing me live now? What video won't play? All right, guys. All right, trending topics. Okay, this is trending topics Saturday, and I'm about to board the train with the people we got on the platform. Okay, because we got some people on the platform waiting to get in the building. Okay, so we're gonna bring the peeps in the building. All right, we got Wayne in the building. Hey, Wayne. Howdy. We got, in my opinion, we got Dustin.
Hey, Diva.
Hey,
How you doing,
Julian's in the
Diva?
building. Savannah's in the building.
Why
Hey,
don't check the back
y'all.
chat?
Good afternoon, Diva
Good
and
afternoon.
Pam.
Listen, and we got Gwendolyn. Okay, so we're doing a little trending topics, Saturday here. But before we get into it, you know what? We're just gonna hear a little bit of tunes for one quick second. Let us all just woosah for a minute. So hold on, let me see. Let's see if we like this one. Hey, Nikki. Hey, that's for Saturday night jam. Okay, over the topics.
Oh.
Get into it for a second as you come in the building. And listen, don't cheat. You gonna hit that like button. Hit the like button, people. Hit the like button. All right, come on now. Two. Come on now, Flip. Hit that like button, people. The like button. I'm waiting for y'all to hit that like button. All right, I hope you enjoyed our little music there. Okay, that's the train vibe. It's a vibe. Come on now, it's a vibe. You better get into it now. Choo choo. Yes, tell me them ticket numbers. Hit that like button, people, because every time I go afterwards and count the tickets, y'all cheating the Diva. All I ask y'all to do is hit the like button.
Ticket number 10.
We was ticket number 10. I appreciate you. Hit that like.
You couldn't be ticket number 10. I was ticket number 10.
That's what it showed on my end.
Oh, yeah, you know what? Y'all probably was hitting it at the same time. But listen, guys, as long as y'all got a ticket, I'm happy. And I thank y'all, okay? I thank y'all for hitting that like button. Nice music, Diva. Thank you so much. All right, listen, guys, we're going to go ahead and get right on into this. Okay, let me get into our first story. All right, so let me go ahead and share this screen.
I was ticket number 2 today, so I just want to say that.
Dustin, come on now with the tickets. I ain't mad at you. Get the ticket. You know what? I think I'm gonna start out with this story about the young lady that unfortunately all she was trying to do was party for her birthday, and now she is no longer here. Okay. Hey Adele, welcome into the building. All right. So
Okay.
hey, all right. So let me go ahead and share this story with you guys. All right, if everybody can mute while I go through the story, and then while I come around and talk to everybody, just hit the mute button so we won't hear too much noise in the background. So there was a mom partying inside an illegal, it was an illegal club. It was an illegal New York City club. She dies, and they dragged her into the back room and left her there for hours. Can you imagine? They left her there for hours, okay? A Jackson Heights woman collapsed while partying inside an illegal cleans after hours club. And instead of calling 911, workers dragged her to the back room where they left her for hours until she died, her family claims. Stephanie was celebrating her 35th birthday at the unnamed night spot on 49th Street in Astoria on July 31st when she suddenly passed out, her family said. The post showed shocking footage showing bystanders slapping her in the face, apparently to revive her before hauling her off the dance floor by her arms. The bartender at the club, which does not have a liquor license, according to the state liquor authority, sent a picture of an unconscious Stephanie to her mom in Florida. Can you imagine? And began texting with her sister, Jasmine Gonzalez, who lives in the Bronx. They said, come get your junk sister. Gonzalez said she was told. That's the young lady that unfortunately lost her life, okay? And that's the memorial they put over there by the club for her. She said, I was doing compressions. Let me make sure I did. When Gonzalez said who she said she didn't recognize how dire the situation was, arrived 2 hours later and finally called 911. She said club employees fled and locked her inside, where she discovered that her sister was dead. She said, I was doing compressions on a dead person, Gonzalez said. Everyone left me alone. No one even had the decency to say. She stepped outside to haul down the approaching ambulance, then went back inside to her sister. But by the time the first responders made it down the block, workers had locked the club door. They all left because they did not want to be the one there when the cops got caught, she said. Stephanie was taken to Mount Sinai Hospital after paramedics arrived. Her sister said the NYPD said they were investigating a person declared dead on arrival at the location of the club on that night, although they did not identify Stephanie by name. Someone would still have their mother if they just call 911, said Gonzalez. The thing that hurts me the most is not only did they not call 911, but it was cruel to have me go over there, giving me hopes that she was alive. Adding to their grief, Stephanie's family and friends said they later found video on social media showing her lifeless body on the dance floor. Now, how cruel is that? People in the club that night was taking video of the situation, but no one stepped in and helped. She says these Instagrammers are circulating all of this stuff. Family, friend, and activist, I think her name is Talia, said they are all taking video, so they did everything but call 911. Gonzalez says she believes her sister was already dead when the video was taken. She didn't have any reaction at all in the video, she said. Usually people have a reaction, okay? So meanwhile, the residents and local businesses said they have been terrorized by the club, which is open throughout the night and into the early morning. If it's an illegal establishment, this is the end result. They didn't want police. They didn't want an ambulance because they didn't want their illegal activities to be exposed. A nearby business owner who spoke anonymously for fear that something would happen to him said the club initially said they were an insurance company when they moved in during the pandemic and began throwing late nights booze fest. Okay. Stephanie family has since started a GoFundMe campaign that has so far raised $25,000. The medical examiner said it is investigating and still working to determine the cause of her death. So sad, so unfortunate. It's messy, right? And yes, people are sick. People are sick. That's right, Karen. They should go to jail. The ones who own the business, they should, because it was illegal. That's in New York for you. We mind our business. Might take a video, but still mind our business. Coming from a Brooklyn girl, I hear you. It's sad. Taking videos, but refuse to really step in and do anything. And now this woman is not alive. And then you're circulating the video because everybody wants a viral moment. They're circulating the video online. Wayne, what are your thoughts on this situation?
I think it's ridiculous. And like you said, the bartender, he already knows that he's gone because he's going to be a direct result of her death. Okay. If he gave her one drink or two drinks, he didn't have a license to give drinks. Mm-hmm. So I see why he jetted.
Yep, that's true.
And if it's that kind of establishment, I'm sure they didn't have cameras. But they got the video. So it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time, you know. But I mean, but to circulate, I don't care where you're from.
Yeah.
If you see something wrong, if you report it. I mean, you got a phone right in your hand. You could call 911 and don't even say nothing and just let them hear what's going on. I mean, you could do something if you don't want people to see you getting involved or whatever. Right. You could do something because that girl, she could have been still alive. And if the ambulance had come, could have saved her life.
Yeah.
I mean, but I think for 2 hours and then call, they couldn't call the loved ones to come see you dead.
Ooh.
I mean, can you imagine what did with her sister? Like her sister said, they locked up the place and left me in there with a dead body. That's what she said, She said because she believed her sister was dead. I mean, aside from where your sister passed away, now you have to live that you were trying to bring somebody who had well expired back to life.
And they sent a picture to the mother too. So I'm thinking her phone maybe wasn't locked and they saw, because in my phone, I have my mom as mom. I have my dad as daddy. And then y'all know I still didn't do that ice thing y'all talked about the last time we had a video on this like similar situation like this. I need to do that. I'm going to do that ice thing in my phone so that, because they told me that if you do this ice thing in your phone, even if your phone has a code on it, they could get to your emergency contacts if you do ICE. So I'm going to have to do that. But somehow they got in this girl's phone. I don't know if the people knew her. I don't know if she partied there a lot and they knew her. But to text the picture to the mom and to call your sister, to text your sister and say, come get your drunk sister. That's just crazy. So Diva, did you see the story about the 11-year-old boy who had a Coke poured over his head and was hit in the face with the bottle by the white apartment manager at the pool in his complex? I did.
Yeah, but that wasn't his complex.
Yeah, even if it wasn't, I did see that. Yeah, you know what? I'm trying to get some more feel-good stories. Like, and you did send me some, in my opinion. But yeah, that's another story where I was like, whoa. We may add that to a different trending topics. But yeah, so right now to get back to this, just very sad. This woman lost her life for no reason. And I always just think to myself, I always start to feel so bad for the person that passed. Like, oh my God, what was their thought process, back there? But like the sister said, once she saw the video, she feels like her sister was already gone when they dragged her off the dance floor. when they dragged off the dance floor, because like she said, if somebody's dragging you by your arms, you gonna maybe jerk or have some movement or something. And she's saying that her sister had no movement in that video, and she's feeling like her sister was already gone. In my opinion, what are your thoughts?
It's sad because if you see something, say something.
Right.
Like, here's the thing: we all grown now. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to leave your name or information or nothing. But if you see something like this, then yeah, you say something, because that could be your family member, and you would want somebody to say something for them. And had they called the police and paramedics sooner, maybe she wouldn't have lost her life.
Yeah, yeah. And see, that's another reason why you shouldn't be running a legal business, right? Because here you have somebody that passed out on the dance floor, and you just going to drag them by their arms. Yeah. Wait, Tiffany said, I have an Android, so my screen lock shows emergency contact. I have Android too. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna look into that, Tiffany, because I have Android too. I don't know how it works. I'm so bad with these phones. I'm so bad with these phones, but I'm gonna have to look into that. Hey everybody, hey y'all out there. Thanks. In my opinion, Savannah, what are your thoughts on this situation? She's only 35.
So sad. My first question is, was she at the club by herself? Like, where's her girls? I know when I go out, my girls, we look out for each other. We don't even go to the restroom by ourselves. You don't accept drinks from strangers. So I think that was my first question: is where's her friends? It's her birthday. She's celebrating. So I'm assuming that she should have had a group of friends or family or people that knew her and should have been looking out for her and her better interest. So that's my question: is where is her support group? Who was looking out for her that night? So
Ooh, you know what? See, that's why I like these conversations. You are right. It's her birthday, and where was her friend group? And I wonder if any of her friends were there, because it's just ironic. Who texts the mother and who texts the sister? But can I tell you something, Savannah? You know what we learned with some of these friends from Shanquilla? That some of these people, they ain't really your friends.
that is true. That is so true.
Yeah, so but like you said, you bring up a very good point. Was she there alone? I see, I never been a club person.
I
And
don't do them either.
yeah. And the only time I really found myself in clubs, it was really because a friend was celebrating their birthday. I was there as the result of somebody's celebration or something like that. But I just was never a club person. But yeah, that's a very good question. Yeah, great question, right? Where was her peeps at? And I wonder if they were there. You on mute, Wayne. I see your lips moving though.
Oh, on the iPhones, like if you drop your iPhone or if you bump up against something too hard, if you have already programmed in your phone emergency contacts, it's going to come up on your phone and say, did you fall? So you have an opportunity to say, no, I didn't fall. I'm okay. So they won't contact your emergency contacts. But if you don't say you're okay, it's going to call the emergency contacts. The emergency contacts are going to call you to see if you're okay. Because I had that happen. When I be at the casino, I be banging on them screens, right?
Right.
And it activates my phone, my watch, right? And I think one of my kids called me, Dad, you okay? You okay? I'm like, yeah, why? Well, we just got a message that you have fell. I'm like, fell? How'd you get that? Because I didn't even know it was on my phone.
Oh.
I didn't know it was on my phone. I said, no, I don't know why it came like that. And then I was doing it one day and I realized when I'm shaking my hand, like from hitting it on something, it's going to pop up. And if I don't address it right then and there, it's going to call my children and my children are going to call me. So I don't know, maybe if she had something like that and then her parents or somebody called to the phone.
Maybe.
Okay, because you don't have to have, if you got your phone locked. I know my iPhone, if it rings, you just slide over and answer it. You can't make initial calls, but maybe that's what happened. And
Okay, so you know what I'm gonna need everybody to do. Y'all need to do this ice in your phones. I'm gonna do mine tonight. When we get off this live, I'm gonna do mine. I did not know. That's good information to know. That's good information to know. But yeah, Jennifer, you shall listen. We ain't gonna get down this road tonight, but you are correct. Sometimes the friends are the biggest haters. Whoo, that's a whole nother subject in and of itself. But you're correct. Dustin, did I skip you? Did you speak on this subject? I don't know. Dustin, are you there? Okay, we'll come back to Dustin.
I'm
Adele.
sorry, I was on mute. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
I think it's pretty sad because if she was celebrating her birthday, she should have had all of her friends next to her. And if I wouldn't want to celebrate my birthday not having any of my friends next to me, I'd rather have like a Instagram live or something for my birthday, or something like a YouTube live, just like we are now. Because I would want my best friends next to me in order to have a birthday party. And and it's weird that all this happened and her friend wasn't with her.
Okay, thank you, Dustin. Sounds good. Trent said, Wayne, you be cutting up at the casino. He said you cutting up at the casino. Adele, what are your thoughts on this story?
First of all, I'd just like to say God rest her soul.
Yeah.
And I pray for her, who she's left behind, her mom that we know of, and her sister. Um, this is kind of tough. Like, it would be very tough for anyone to go out on their birthday to a place that there's no one they know. So it makes me start feeling like there's some people there that knew her and was just kind of like, hating on her in some way, shape, or form. Maybe it's part of their relationship. Who knows? Some people have some weird relationships. Because it looks like what they were doing, just like in the Shranquilla case, they're posting certain things to kind of hating on her, and these are people that she grew up with from her childhood. So if people that you know from your childhood could do that, who like it's tough. Like, this is really sad, and it's hard to say, but people are doing some weird things, some really tough things that you could see yourself doing, but it doesn't negate that we're living in the world that, stuff like this happens almost every day. And it's like, how do we work to try to improve or, influence changes that are going to, have people realize how precious life is, and that, everyone's worthy of being treated with respect. It doesn't mean you're a perfect person, but this is beyond words. Like, who deserves to be treated and handled in such a way? Like she's garbage, and like I understand there's a possibility that they may have known how serious it was. Maybe they thought she was drunk and passed out. But even if someone passed out, it's serious.
Yeah,
That's
that's facts. Facts.
yeah, so it's tough. We have
Yeah.
to take it a little bit more seriously. And I'll leave it at that. Thank you.
No, you're welcome. That's sad. But you know what? You make a good point, right? The fact that the reason you passed out really don't matter that much if you're a non-medical professional. You just see in a situation, you can't just be like, oh, she passed out, she drunk, let her sleep it off. You're right. Passed out is passed out, and it's a serious situation. This is sad. Gwendolyn, what are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, what I've learned in life, I used to pick friends because I liked them, gave them unconditional friendship, till I had a girlfriend tell me everybody don't deserve it. From that lesson, I've learned to pick friends from a heart, what kind of heart they have. If it's in energy and spirit. If it's evil, you ain't in my life. Right now, I've got people in my life that I know truly care about me. And that's what people got to realize. And then nobody knows CPR. And then the other thought that I feel deeply about is Satan. These people are pure Satan evil.
Mm-hmm.
and is running rampant in this world.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because this is the way he moves, and nobody talks about it. Nobody really teaches their kids. Remember when we were coming up, we learned about Satan and God.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, people blame God for everything go wrong, but they don't blame Satan when he done put it in people or people don't allow it. And then the last thing I have to say is these people are soulless. They have no soul
Mm-hmm.
because they've given it away. Oh, did the medical examiner, has that been done yet on her to
No,
see what she died from?
no, not yet. They're doing it. They haven't stated yet what those results are. Yeah. It's very sad. It's like they just took her to another space and kept partying. And yes, thank you for that update, Robin. You are correct. The bartender called the sister, or text the sister. He texted her, didn't say call, he texted her. And she didn't know the severity of the situation. And it took her 2 hours to get there. So imagine from the time he called, but again, he was being, see, it's so much that we don't know about this story, right? I don't know, because like the sister said, she didn't know the seriousness of the situation. I don't know if she partied there often, and if often he would be like, come get your sister, she's drunk. I don't know. It's a lot more we have to know about this story. But at the thing is, yes, God rest her soul. Retta, happy birthday. Happy birthday. And thanks for being here on your birthday. Okay, Julius, what are your thoughts?
Well, that illegal business needs to be shut down.
Mm-hmm.
Number one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my heart and condolences do go out to the family.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to say in a different way as to what Gwendolyn said. Gwendolyn. I'm sorry about that, Gwendolyn.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Satan is real.
Mm-hmm.
He is. But I just want to say it's not like Satan is not like the creature that we learned about as an image coming up in church.
Mm-hmm.
No. Satan was human. Because if we all remember in the Bible, Satan was once an angel.
Mm-hmm.
And he was heated and upset because he wasn't chosen as the main one. And so it is running rampant in this world right now.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, a friend of mine, she had just lost her son. And so it's, I'm not saying for folks to go to church, but you know what? If you're not comfortable going to church, just reach out and say, God, guide my steps. Just a simple guide my steps.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know? And it's like also like the saying goes, faith without work is dead. You gotta help yourself, because God ain't gonna help you alone. You gotta help yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They need to shut this club down. Unfortunately, they lied and said they was an insurance business. And then once the pandemic hit, they just started having parties in there with the illegal alcohol and all of that. So there's many fines outside of even just the case of this death that happened in this illegal business. There's some other things that they're going to get hit with.
Mm-hmm.
Serving alcohol legally, lying, saying you're insurance business and you're running a club.
And I just want to say my heart breaks for that sister.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. The sister, and she had a daughter too.
Because I feel like they deliberate, and this is just what my spirit is telling me.
Mm-hmm.
They deliberately played down the situation to the sister. And like the saying goes, you got to watch your back. Now, and it's just like when I say that, folks don't want to sit back and observe other folks. You don't have to do it, to hurt the other person. You could do it in a healthy way. You just have to sit back and observe. You could kick back and have a good time and do that at the same time.
In this situation, though, I'm reading between the lines. I see somebody trying to get backstage. Unfortunately, we're on lockdown right now. We're 10 deep. So I there no one else can come in the building. But I feel like there's more to this story.
Oh, absolutely.
Because one is just like, how did they? Now, my sisters are not in my phone as my sisters. They're not. So it's so much to dissect in this thing. My mom is in there as mom. My dad is in there as dad. But he called the sister and said, come get your drunk sister. I'm having a feeling in the back of my mind, like this was not her first time partying at this club.
It doesn't matter if it was her first time or not.
It doesn't matter. But only reason why I'm bringing this up, because I don't think it was random that they called the sister. And the sister also said they didn't pretty much state the seriousness of it, right? And that's why I'm connecting to the fact that this was not her first time there. This might not have been the first time that they called the sister to come get her sister, because I'm feeling like her sister was almost feeling like, I'm going there again to get her. And she didn't really rush. Because she said they didn't tell me how serious this was. I just feel like, and I'm just reading between the lines. I'm feeling like, see, that's what I'm saying, Peachy. I'm feeling like there's more to this story, and that's not making this right. It's just I'm getting something is connecting more. It's just like I just don't see how you text this girl mother, and then you call the sister.
The text to the mother was foul.
Oh, it's very foul, but it's something more to this story, and it's going to come out, but something's not hitting me right. Nikki, what are your thoughts?
Oh man, this is just tragic to me. I was going to ask, have they determined the cause of death?
Not yet.
I think it's tragic. I'm not a club goer. I've been a few times in my life, but so I'm just not that person that really hangs out like that. And I'm more like you. I go with my friend's birthday or something like that. Probably 2 or 3 times a year, maybe. But as a human being, I do feel like it's unfortunate, but I do feel like as human beings, we're just so disconnected. And everyone is always on their phone and, got their earplugs in. And I work at a hospital, and I intentionally speak to people all day long. Like, hey, how you doing? And it's strange to me how people respond. They're just kind of look shocked, like, oh, she said hi. And then it's almost like they don't even know what to say back. It's just so weird. And I think because, we're so disconnected, people can just not really care, it's just kind of like, oh, that's happening over there, and then I just feel like if we were more connected, then you wouldn't be so careless. Honestly, you wouldn't be so apt to just stand back and take a video. You know what I mean? Like, I also never understand, how you see those videos on like Facebook or wherever, and someone's fighting. And on one hand, I'm like, who in the world is doing this? Why would you want to watch and film it? But then on the other hand, it's like, well, great evidence for the person that's getting injured in this fight or whatever the case may be. So it's kind of like a dilemma, I would say. But I don't know. I don't know that there's more going on than what meets the eye, because I do think if you have these people that, contacted the mom or the sister or whoever, if they are in fact intoxicated, then how do we know that we could expect them to, you know what I mean? Like, make the best decisions. I'm not saying they did or didn't. I'm just saying if they are or were intoxicated, maybe they were just doing the best that they could. I don't know. I hope. But you guys said she's no longer here. She's no longer alive, right?
Well,
so I do hope that they could figure out what happened to her. Because does she have like injuries or anything? Like, is she hit or something?
Not that the article said. They're going to figure it out. So first of all, the reason why the business owners didn't call 911 because they was running a legal operation.
Well, that makes sense.
Now, in terms of the video, because viral pays and it pays well, and everybody wants to be an overnight success and they think money, the first thing that people think now, and although it has helped a lot of people, As much people as it has helped, these video recordings, it has harmed, right? Because there are some people who, they're being videotaped and they unalive themselves because of the shame and embarrassment that comes after what the person videotaped. And now this viral thing lives out there forever and it's about them, right? So the first thing, because like you said, we're disconnected, is everybody pulls out their phone. And while you pull out your phone, nobody's thinking, oh, I should be dialing 911. But I also will tell you this, generically in emergencies, everybody thinks somebody else already called. So as a training as a nurse, they always tell you, you got to take control of the situation. And you say, you call 911.
Mm-hmm.
You help me with chest compressions. I'm going to breathe. They don't do this much anymore because, people have concerns about breathing in a stranger's mouth. And they actually found out at least the chest compressions will still help the situation. But, before that, it was like, okay, you're going to do the breaths. I'm going to do the chest compressions.
Right.
You call 911. So, just as data speaks, everybody just thought like Wayne called, or in my opinion called, or Dustin called. And in reality, no one actually called 911. But when your mindset is that you can watch someone drag someone off the dance floor and you're videotaping and you're still dancing, that's a little off. But let me just finish, Nikki. And I don't think that anyone, if you're drunk and it's a perfect stranger, see, that's what I'm getting at here with this. It's a perfect stranger. You don't just automatically call the sister to say, come get your drunk sister. And you don't call, you don't send a message to the mom with a picture of her drunk daughter. And that's not me being high level here, me dissecting this thing and saying there's more to this story. And I'm just wondering if she frequent this place and if they knew her a pretty well. I'm going to keep an eye on this story, because even if you pick up someone's phone, I don't know many people now. Like I said, I do have my mom and dad in their name. I have dad, I have mom, right? But in my old car with my GPS, I was able to store everyone's address, and I stored addresses, mom, dad, bestie, whatever, in my car. And then I don't store them in my car that I have now for several reasons, especially when someone broke in my car. But before, if you go on my GPS Rolodex in my old car, I literally had everybody in there with their address listed as to who they were in my life, right? So, but many people outside of maybe, and one thing, I think I had auntie, but other than that, and I think with my niece, I might have had my niece so-and-so and niece so. Either way, I'm just saying it's rare for people to have exact titles on every single name in their Rolodex. And they legit called the sister and said, come get your drunk sister. She didn't say like, I got a call from a perfect stranger saying, come get my drunk sister. And I didn't know what was going on. So it's just more to this. But Nika said, was it alcohol poisoning, or did the bartender slip her a roofie? Was she messing with the bartender? Why not call 911? The only thing I would say I know for sure here is why they didn't call 911 is because they was running an illegal operation. They was running an illegal operation. And you see how they left her there. They locked the doors and she was alone waiting for the police and the ambulance. This whole thing is beyond messy.
Can I say one last thing?
Yeah,
I just wanted to say regarding this idea that people will just stand back and take video and watch everything. I just feel like how the paparazzi have been in our society as a whole, overseas and all that, and how it's sort of like those people, at least the way I look at it, it's almost like, how do you chase someone down to take a picture of like Diana, I forget her name, the Princess Diana, and then instead of let's help her, you still taking photos. And so I just feel like our human nature sometimes is taken over to where it's just like overly desensitized. And so it's almost like everyone is the paparazzi now. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like what's really the difference between us and them at this point when everybody is taking the photo to, like you said, get it, what is it called? So however many likes, or I forget the word you use, but I just think it's unfortunate. But I think the older our society gets, the less people care about humans. And it's unfortunate, but that's just my opinion.
No, I think it's this social media has a lot to do with it. Chi-Town, please IM me or send me an email and let me know, because I'm not tech savvy, but let me know, because I'm gonna do my phone tonight. But definitely let me know. I appreciate you giving me that message. Okay. And does it show up as a relationship? Well, never mind, I take that back, because I have a family group. Anyway, let me not take up time. Email me. So yeah, this is sad. Did everybody get one chance to at least speak on this particular topic? Okay. So yeah, it's very sad, and I can't wait till we get the word that these owners of this illegal club gets locked up, because it's disgusting, it's dreadful, and it's very sad. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead.
Hey, Diva.
Yes.
Before you move on, I got a question. The buildings that was outside, I'm hoping that they have cameras so they can see, get people's faces.
Yeah. Oh,
you know, and then publicize them and say, do you know this person? And then maybe they can get some of them arrested or whatever. That's all.
Yeah, they probably can. But I will tell you this, that rental, I'm gonna just call it a rental, because I don't think they own it probably. Those people, they're gonna track those people down who own that property. So they can run, but they can't hide. They can run, but they can't hide. Thanks, Chi-Town. Okay, that sounds like alcohol poisoning. Yeah, I don't. So does alcohol poisoning, does it happen like that? Or it's probably different. It probably processed different on different people. But yeah, that's just sad. It's very sad. Hey, Val. All right. So listen, guys, we're going to go ahead and move to our next story. May she rest in peace, and blessings to her daughter. I'm going to just share the screen really quick again with this particular story, because I believe that the girl in the middle with the cops, that's her daughter. How sad and unfortunate, right? I want to say that that's her daughter. Yeah, that's her 12-year-old daughter is pictured with police in front of the memorial. Isn't it sad? A 12-year-old no longer has her mom because of this situation. Very sad. And blessings to the community that came to this site and that's supporting the little girl. And I'm just praying for her daughter, because now she has a mom that's no longer here that could have still been here, and she's only 12. God bless her. Okay. All right, so let's go into the next story. And the next story is a young lady, teenager. I'm guessing she was afraid to tell her mom that she was pregnant. And let's watch this story. Let me share a screen. It's very sad. Now, before I get into the story, I'm going to play this video. It's only 1 minute, 39 seconds. So here it is. Is that the one I want to show? Yeah, it's the one I want to show, I believe. So Alexi, attorney, blames the hospital for the death of the baby found in the trash, right? So let's hear this, and then I'll get more into the story. Let me just make sure we got.
I'm sorry, there's we discovered a dead baby in the bathroom. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. It came out in me and I didn't know what to do. Lexi, I told you about this. I just asked you, baby, to tell me the truth. It was not crying or nothing. What did you do to it? Okay, stop right here. Stop. Number one priority, guys. Number one priority is she just had a baby. I don't know if she's delivered the placenta. She's bleeding significantly. Yeah. I've spoken to the obstetrician at Loveless. They want her out there as soon as possible. Okay. I need your permission to transfer her for medical. She's 19. Oh, you're right. But she is a student too. No, but you're right. You're right. She needs to. I'm sorry, I forgot she's 19. But you need to make sure that you're safe. I need to send you to Loveless to labor delivery. Will you please agree to that? Yes. Okay, great. I'm gonna work on that. in terms, I'm sorry about this, but in terms of delivering a baby and it looked like you tried to hide it, we do have to have the police involved.
And nothing was crying. It came out with nothing.
I know. But the baby's gonna have to be taken for autopsy and there'll be an investigator and everything. I'm really sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But we need to do this correctly. And I want to be transparent with you about what our steps are gonna be.
Woo. So an attorney for Alexi, the New Mexico teen who allegedly dumped her newborn in a hospital trash can, has blamed the facility, alleging the staff gave her drugs that caused the baby's death, according to a new report. The girl is 19, had repeatedly denied her pregnancy and claimed that the infant was stillborn on January 27th. But the New Mexico Office of Medical Investigator eventually ruled the death a homicide, and she was criminally charged. But her attorney now claims she has been unfairly vilified, denies she strangled her son to death, and is accusing medical staff at the hospital applying her with a cocktail of drugs, including morphine, that killed the child before the birth. The fact that she did not kill her baby, the testing that was done to determine that she did it is so antiquated that it is medieval. Her lawyer told the outlet. There was no strangulation. This is not a murder case, the attorney said, adding that he will show that the drugs she allegedly received before the staff knew she was about to give birth are inappropriate for a pregnant woman. That was certainly the primary cause of death of the baby. Guess what does cause major breathing issues in fetuses? Morphine, he told the Daily News. So Mitchell claimed a toxicology report showed the baby had 0.9 nanograms of morphine in his system at birth, and that he also tested positive for COVID-19, influenza A and B, and severe acute respiratory syndrome, or SARS, according to the outlet. The attorney also reiterated the high school cheerleader contention that she did not know she was pregnant, even though she had gained weight, which she has blamed on birth control pills. Women will say to me, she gained 10 to 15 pounds, so she must have known. But she was on her period when she went to the hospital, he told the outlet. Scientifically, 1 in 2,500 women do not know they are pregnant when they deliver, especially teenagers, Mitchell said. She went to McDonald's every day with her boyfriend. She thinks putting the weight on is normal. She was taking birth control and had a period. She didn't feel kicking. She didn't feel sick. Why would she think she was pregnant, he added. Mitchell described to the outlet what he claimed his client was administered at the hospital in the timeline. On January 26th, she goes to the hospital and arrives at 12:03 a.m. By 12:05 a.m., she is admitted. By 12:18, they start giving her muscle relaxants, he said. At 12:28, they gave her morphine, and they also gave her more pain medication. This continues for 111 minutes. They give her what is that? It's Toradol is a painkiller. Why did pronunciation of that name is leaving me right now? Which you are not meant to give a pregnant woman, and they gave her stuff for nausea. Mitchell continued. Now let me say this. I will say this. The hospital is going to take a hit because they usually never, ever, ever, ever will give a female any type of medication before you pee, and they make sure that you are not pregnant. So although she might have or didn't do something in this case, the hospital is going to take a hit because they should have never gave her any medication until you pee and they make sure that you're not pregnant. First, they will ask you, I don't care, when a female come, even when you my age, they be like, are you pregnant? Is a possibility that you could be pregnant? You got to be like, no, come on. But they will still test you because by law, that's what they're supposed to do before they start giving you any drugs. So this hospital, they are going to get in trouble. Now, this is her running to the bathroom, right? So they gave her this cocktail of drugs, okay, which you are definitely not meant to give during labor, the lawyer said. So then she said at 12:28 a.m., she was given a morphine and blood test. By 12:51 a.m., they knew she was pregnant. Mitchell added. At 1:39 a.m., so they knew she was pregnant at 12:51 a.m. When did they come in that room and tell that mother? At 1:39 a.m., she enters the bathroom. They have removed the IV so she can go to the bathroom. She has been charged with murder or alternatively abusing a child resulting in death and tampering with evidence after she secretly delivered the boy in the hospital bathroom. In legal filings obtained by the Daily Mail, Mitchell also claims the hospital staff and city workers violated HIPAA by sharing his client's medical records and discussing the case. Who did they share it with, though? The mother? The teen who was admitted earlier in the day with back pain aroused suspicion when she locked herself inside for a long time. Body camera footage from the night of the birth states. Nurses eventually opened the door to a bloody scene, which doctors initially believed was the teen trying to terminate her pregnancy before a custodian noticed the body of the newborn inside the trash. Good gosh. I'm sorry, it came out of me and I didn't know what to do. I was scared. Who had previously denied ever having sex, said in the body cam video. The young woman has been described as a master manipulator who even named the baby Alex before killing him. Her former classmates have alleged. Oh, she knew she was pregnant and hid it from almost everyone. She told me she just had gained weight because she was on a pill, one ex-classmate told the Daily Mail. A spokesperson for the hospital did not immediately respond to the request for a comment by the Post. Mitchell could not be reached at his office on Tuesday. Oh, this is ugly because the friend says she knew she was pregnant and she named the baby boy Alex. This is a mess. Wait, what happened? Southern Belle, Nikki. Oh, okay. All right. I'm not gonna. What state is abortion illegal? I don't know if this is one of the states. I'm gonna have to look into that, Sheila. Wayne, what are your thoughts?
First of all, what you just saw there with the doctor in the room was CYA. Because that conversation, if she's going to have that conversation, the doctor, she should have had that conversation with the mother outside, not in front of the daughter, preparing her for what they was going to do. But they went.
You know what, though? Here's the problem, Wayne, and I don't agree with this. But once the child is 18, the mother, and that's why the lawyer is saying something about HIPAA. The mother, parents are no longer privy to the information, even though it's your darn insurance, right? So they have to ask, the daughter is considered grown because that girl is 19. So they will ask the child, I'm going to call the child still, they will say to her, are you okay with your mother hearing? Are you okay with your mother being part of this information? So now that we could get all of our medical records online, right? When I signed up to see all of my lab work from LabCorp, I automatically signed up to see my sons too. I lie to you not. You want to know how good that system is? The day he turned 18, I got an email saying the minor child is no longer a minor, so we're disconnecting your access to his labs. I was like, excuse me? In my head, right? So there's a law now that they don't have to tell the parents anything once the child is 18. You saw how the one doctor corrected herself. She was initially asking the mother.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. If she was asking the mother, can we take her to the OR? But did you hear the other doctor said, no, she's an adult now. We don't have to ask her.
But prior to that, she disclosed everything.
Yes, she did.
Right. If the doctor knew what she was doing, either she wouldn't have had the conversation. You don't have a conversation out there and you have it with the daughter. Right. And you can't tell me that nobody didn't know this child was of age. But she started talking all the information in front of the daughter. And then when the other doctor said about her age, she said, oh, okay. That's a shock. I mean, to say, that the baby's unalive, all that stuff. I'm just saying, even if it wasn't the health, they could have possibly talked to the mother outside to let her know what she was walking into, rather than pretty much, oh, your daughter had a baby. Oh, I didn't know she was pregnant. oh, and the baby's unalive or whatever. I just think it just could have been handled a little bit different. Okay. And the other thing, as far as like whether she knew she was pregnant or not, I mean, if she had never been pregnant before, how did she know what's going on? She could have thought she just had to go to the bathroom real bad. I don't know how it feels, but she could have thought that and ran to the bathroom. And then this happened. Somebody who ain't never had a baby. I mean, what do they know? I mean, all this, whatever, you know, and she's probably scared. It's probably scared to death. And like you said, I'm like, I mean, even before they give you medicine in the hospital,
come on now.
The first thing they ask you, are you allergic to anything?
Yeah.
Look, they ask you that 100 times before they give you, you know, and so if they're giving her all this medicine, morphine, all this, I can't believe that an unborn child can take this kind of medicine.
Yeah.
You know, morphine.
Well, let me say this to you, Wayne. The hospital messed up, but her friends are saying she's a liar. She knew she was pregnant, and she already named the little boy Alex.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that she could have lied. I mean, she probably, even if she lied about it. But if she went to the bathroom, maybe she didn't know that, oh, this is the baby coming. You know, how many times women went out shopping and everything, you know, and next thing they know, they're having a baby on the side of the road because they didn't know. I'm just saying
Trent,
this is
right. Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna let you continue, Wayne. But Trent, I got that feeling too, right? Wayne, she and her family knew she was preggo. I feel like that too because the mother said, "What did you do?" I told you about this. The mother said.
Well, she said, I told you, like to tell the truth or tell me what happened or something like that.
Yeah, and Trent, thank you for the super chat. Yeah, come on, Miss Wilson. Her mom said we talked about this. Son in the water ain't clean, and she went in there and locked the bathroom door. Scared is if you just had to pee. Yeah, you gonna. Well, you will lock the bathroom door.
Even if all that was true, she knew she was pregnant and all that, and they gave her that medicine.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, and the lawyer said that, you know, they gave her all this medicine before she gave birth, and the child was unalive already. Okay, so I mean, maybe she could be charged with mishandling a corpse. Okay, if they gave her that medicine and she didn't do it and she just had it, I mean, are they gonna try to say, well, if the door hadn't been locked and we could get in, you know, maybe we could have saved the baby? You know, I don't think they want to come forth and say that the baby was already, you know, unalive. The same way with the situation yesterday. Did they come right out and tell her that the baby was stillborn or whatever? No, they covered it up. And all the way up to the end, oh, here's your baby.
Yeah,
they covered it up all the way up to the end. So what they're going to do, I think they're going to try to err on the side that this young lady caused it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, if she got a good lawyer, and like this lawyer was saying, if they bring that information out, I think all she could be charged with is maybe mishandling of a corpse. I ain't no lawyer, but I watch enough 48 Hours and other stuff.
Yeah, Shani, I heard that too, that the autopsy said the baby took breast, but he's trying to say that the autopsy and the test they did was antiquated, according to the lawyer. Here's the biggest problem that I could see that the hospital made. How are you giving that level of drugs? How are you giving that level of drugs before you get the test back to say whether somebody's pregnant or not? Trent said, thank you for the super chat, Trent. Wayne, autopsy showed the baby was born breathing. Here's the problem. Whether the baby was born breathing or not, if you're in shock, why put this baby in a garbage can and then go back in your room like nothing happened? That's problematic. and you leave a whole bloodbath scene in the bathroom, and you're sitting there like, what happened? Son ain't right. In my opinion, your thoughts?
This was calculated. Um, I've watched numerous videos on this case, and I saw the bloody scene in the bathroom. I saw the doctors talking about it, how she tried to clean up behind herself and stuff like that. I just feel like if it was an accident, if you didn't, the baby came out and it wasn't breathing, you wouldn't have had a reason to clean up. You
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't have had a reason to put that baby in a trash can and then put another bag on top of it to try to conceal it. You wouldn't have had none of these reasons to do that. The fact that you did that tells me that you're guilty.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so I believe both of them should go down. She should go down for their baby's death, and the hospital should go down as well for administering drugs to her.
Mm-hmm. Mm. This is sad. Savannah, and I feel the mother's a little delusional too. Um, Savannah, your thoughts?
I'm going to agree with, in my opinion, completely. The mother's reaction was way off. I believe that she knew. I believe the young lady is another Carly Russell living in an alternative universe.
Mm.
This young lady was well, she's an adult.
Mm-hmm.
She is not a child. She once you have a give birth, as she did, you are now considered an adult, and she's also over the age of 18, so she is an adult. And so she can't have it both ways. You can't be treated with kid gloves, but you made stupid adult decisions. Um, she was allowed to continue her education, graduated, and also went to prom months after this incident occurred earlier this year. And she can't continue living her life like nothing happened. So, and the community was outraged. I know I followed the story on Spanish TV and Spanish news, and they're a little more unfiltered than American TV. And so she spent some time in that restroom in cleaning up after herself, as in my opinion stated. And she did have some time with the infant,
Mm-hmm.
um, and they did state that the infant was born breathing alive, and that she unalived the child, and so I I believe she should face adult consequences, and maybe there's a mental health issue, but I'm not gonna just label this as mental health. I also think that she's she's slick. She's another privileged child. So, and the mother knew. The mother absolutely knew what was going on. The family knew.
Mm-hmm.
They just did not want her to ruin her life being a young mother, and on her way to college. So they were upset with her. She still states to this day that she never had sex. So she's still claiming that she's a virgin. And
Yeah. Yeah. Doris said the boyfriend told the police that he was the father, so she knew she was pregnant. This is a lot. This is a lot. Julius, your thoughts?
Something is messy here.
Mm-hmm.
And like my name says, no time for the dang foolery.
Mm-hmm.
This girl ain't the Mother Mary from the Bible. Let's just call a thing a thing. She was right in the yeehaw. The white juices float up in there, and the rest is history. She knew.
Mm-hmm.
The hospital needs to get in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
They know better. They need to get in trouble. Now I'm gonna stop talking about the hospital because they know they wrong.
Mm-hmm.
The girls, they all knew.
Mm-hmm.
One thing, if you didn't want to have the baby, you should have gave it up for adoption.
Mm-hmm.
Not you know what it. Mm-mm. And for the fact that your mama said in the transcript, we talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
If that was my child, this is gonna sound cold and y'all gonna eat me up in the chat. That child would have been out my house. It would have she would have lost my support. Cause if you want me to stand in for you and defend you, then you need to tell me everything. And you and I will handle it in private. But the girl was even knowing lying to her mama when her mama said, I'ma count 5 times. We talked about this. And you could see the mama was getting ready to throw hands, like that's why the mama had to turn away and touch her head. She kept going.
The mom is not that innocent, in my opinion. And you know what, Peggy? You just threw another thought in my head. You are correct. There are addicts every day that deliver babies, that have babies, and the babies come out alive, and some of them are full of whatever particular drug of choice their parent was taking. So now there's one cocktail of medications in the hospital that this girl got, although they were still not right, being that, you know, they should have had a pregnancy test first. This cocktail of medications all of a sudden just unalive this baby.
Diva, he came up with that after these people got on the TV with Nancy Grace and told them that it was certain medications that would have killed the baby in utero.
And you
Yeah.
know, Aunt Nancy, she don't play.
Yeah, but you know, he's putting 20 on 10 on this one. And I do believe, like the friend said, she named the baby and she knew she was pregnant. And that bathroom situation is not scared. That's a little sinister.
But see, that's the thing. Now, unfortunately, that's that's what sold me on it. Why be in there so long?
And she cleaned up, and then she put the baby in the can, in the plastic bag.
Like
Well, how you be in the hospital like that and nobody's
No,
checking
she
on you?
wrapped them in 3 plastic bags and then she put another bag on top of it. What I'm trying to say. So
To make sure the baby wasn't going to be
yeah, to
there.
make sure the baby wasn't seen.
And see, here's the thing. This just my thing. The hospital had cameras of her running to the bathroom. That should have cued a nurse in,
Yep.
like my
Not necessarily. Not
say
necessarily.
metal.
No, not necessarily. Why would you just automatically think somebody's going? People got to use the bathroom all the time when they emergency room, especially if they got IV fluids hooked to them, right? So if you got IV fluids hooked to you just to hydrate you or whatever the case may be, you know it's not too long before you're gonna have to use the bathroom. And if you're able body and you could walk to the bathroom, we're gonna unhook your IV and let you go to the bathroom. Nobody's following you to the bathroom unless you're a fall risk or something like that.
But
They're still doing the assessment when you're in the emergency room. But her mother should have been alerted, because I would have been alerted as to why is my family member taking so long in the bathroom.
Yeah, right.
Her mother should have, but I think like everybody's saying, the mother is not, her hands is not clean in this situation, in a sense that she's acting all like, you know, oh my God, what happened? I talked to you about this. What did you talk to about? The girl saying she's a virgin. What did you talk to about? What actual conversation are you saying? The mother wasn't being a good actress and something's not right. Yeah, and who cut the umbilical cord? That's what I was saying when I first read this story.
That's why they was transferring her to Loveless hospital because they couldn't do it. They said a biblical cord was still inside her body and that was dangerous.
This is a mess. Let me just move on to make sure I get everybody. Who did I skip here? Adele, did I get to you already? Oh, I'll come back to you, Dustin, once I get Adele, did I get to you already? Okay, go ahead. So Leah, it depends on how sick you are if we're gonna let you take the pole to the bathroom or not. If you're not that sick and you feel like you could walk to the bathroom, it's easier than you dragging a pole and all that, we will unhook you. We'll cap off the IV and let you walk to the bathroom freely so you can just do your stuff and wipe your stuff and whatever the case may be. And it depends on your hydration level. It depends on a lot of stuff. If we can unhook you though, so you can go to the bathroom and you coming right back and we're gonna hook you back up when you come back, we will do that. But usually too, in the ER, it depends on where your bed is in the ER. You know, some beds are closer to the bathroom than others. But again, my thing is not so much the nurses because they're busy. But I don't understand how that mother wasn't like, okay, why is she taking so long in the bathroom? Go ahead, Adele.
She's on mute.
You're on mute, Adele. Skip you? Okay, go ahead, Dustin.
What I was gonna say, David, is this is a very sad situation, and this is I would never expect a hospital to not do their job, especially with somebody comes in there and she don't know whether she's pregnant. So why did they give her all the medicines? Because some of the medicines are dangerous for pregnancy, and some of it you're told not to take a lot of medicines when you're pregnant. So why did they give it to her not knowing she was pregnant, and then she ends up having a baby in a trash can? That's just kind of a red flag for me. Somebody give her all them medicine and not to know if she's pregnant or not. And then her mother, she said she didn't know she was even pregnant. So, and then she was 19 years old. So, if she was 19 years old, that would be considered an adult. So, how did her mother get part of it anyway?
Yeah. It's very sad. Before you go, Adele, I'll come back to you. Give me 1 second. I just want to play a little bit more of another video. I think this is the one I want to play a little bit more of. Hold on 1 second, guys.
Lexi, I told you about this.
You are detained. You are not free to leave at this point. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. How big is the baby?
It's full term.
What?
So we started working her up. We did a pregnancy test on her, showed positive. She was denying that she had sex. Then she said she had to go to the bathroom. She went to the bathroom. She was in there for quite a while. We kept knocking on the door. Finally, we got her to open the door, and there was blood everywhere. She was cleaning it up. Okay. So we took her back to the room, and I was afraid that she knew she was pregnant. She had done something to herself. Mm-hmm. So the doctor started doing an exam on her. We had the lady come to clean the bathroom. She put the baby in the trash can, and then she put another clean liner over the top of it. Oh, wow. Okay. So when they looked in there, there was no trash in there, but it was underneath the clean bag. The baby's dead. Okay, we have him in trauma too, but she killed the kid.
Yeah. How old was the baby?
I don't know. It's full term. She just had it. She had it in the bathroom. Was what happened, and then whatever she did, I don't know. She's gonna lie. She wouldn't tell us she's pregnant. She's been lying the whole time.
Okay.
So that's what's going on. I just pulled the doctor out of the room, so nothing's been said to the patient or the mother that's in there yet.
Okay.
I have Leela, the housekeeper, if you want to interview her.
Yeah.
She's the one that kind of found.
Yeah, because I wanted to get with you guys first and then get with her to get her statement before I even do anything.
Well, I'm the charge, and this is what has happened.
Okay.
You can interview the nurse that had her.
Okay.
The two nurses that were taking care of her. You can talk to the tech, which is Lori. She's the one that went in there and actually found it because Leela's like, this is really heavy.
Okay.
So when Lori went in there, and then of course the baby was underneath the clean liner.
Okay, yeah, if we can speak with Lori.
Okay, I'll get Lori, and I'll
So, officer, so the first thing though is I need to make sure that the mother, the woman who delivered the baby, is medically stable. I don't know if she delivered a placenta. She's bleeding a lot. I just got her accepted to Loveless, so I need to get her up there as soon as possible.
Okay, check this over right.
Okay, so how I need to tell her what's going on, and I need to tell the mother what's going. The mother, and they're both in there together. Is one of you willing to be present for that conversation? Are you guys going?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go right now. And get this.
While we're doing that,
And then I'll make sure Leela comes down. All the other nurses and stuff are here, and I'll get Leela here. Okay. So she's in this. Hey, Marina, will you get Leela back down here? Marina.
I'm sorry, there's okay. We discovered a dead baby in the bathroom. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. It came out at me and I didn't know what to do.
Lexi, I told you about this. I just asked you, baby, to tell me the truth.
It was not crying or nothing.
What did you do to it?
Okay, stop right here. Stop. Number one priority, guys. Number one priority is she just had a baby. I don't know if she's delivered the placenta. She's bleeding significantly.
Yeah.
I've spoken to the obstetrician at Loveless. They want her out there as soon as possible.
Okay.
I obviously need your permission to transfer her for medicals. She is.
She's 19.
Oh, you're right.
But she is a student too.
She's still 19 years
you're
old.
right. You're right. She needs to. I'm sorry, I forgot she's 19. But you need to make sure that you're safe. I need to send you to Loveless to labor delivery. Will you please agree to that?
Yes.
Okay, great. I'm gonna work on that. In terms, I'm sorry about this, but in terms of delivering a baby and it looked like you tried to hide it, we do have to have the police involved.
And nothing was crying. It came out with nothing.
I know. But the baby's gonna have to be taken for autopsy and there'll be an investigator and everything. I'm really sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, but we need to do this correctly. And I want to be transparent with you about what our steps are going to be. Officer, do you need to talk to her before we get her transferred?
How long is it going to be before you have to transfer
I
out?
don't know. So are you working on?
Okay.
Marina, do you think 20, 30 minutes?
Yeah, hopefully, yes.
Okay.
I got some papers on the way, so they're going to be talking first.
Okay.
Do you guys have, I'm the charge nurse here. Do you guys have any questions for me?
Like how big is the baby?
It's full term.
What? 9 months?
Nothing was crying.
Let's see. Have you watched the news of the girls that what they do to their babies and what they go to jail?
Nothing was crying.
Any other questions? Okay.
So as of right now, like what I said is we're gonna have the detectives come over here and they're gonna talk to you, okay? We have to gather some more information about what's going on. They'll get your statement, they're gonna get the doctor's statements, they're gonna get everybody's statements, okay? So I don't know everything yet, okay? So I'm not gonna tell you, I can't tell you nothing honestly, okay? All I can say is
Could go to jail.
right now she's being detained. So she's not gonna leave from here at all, period. Okay. So one of us will
Is
be
it in your custody? Like,
yeah, she's detained. Yeah. She's not under arrest, but she is detained. Okay, she's not free to leave. So while this whole thing is coming up, you're not free to leave, okay? One of us will be in here the whole time with you because you're not gonna try to leave or nothing like that.
she
All right.
won't.
Like I said, the detectives will be here. They're gonna talk to you. Your care is of the utmost right now, okay? They're gonna do what they need to do to take care of you to make sure you get stable. They get you transferred out or whatever. Like I said, the detectives are already been notified. They're already on the way. So they're gonna come talk to you, all right? So don't leave, don't try to do nothing. One of us is always gonna be in here in this room with you, okay? Unless we have to step out for doctor's orders, something like that, because if they need to examine you or do something with you. But other than that, like I said, you are detained. You are not free to leave at this point. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Where was the baby at?
I don't know. I have no clue yet. Like I said, I just talked to the charge nurse. We're still getting all the information right now. Okay. Once we get that information, like I said, the detectives, they can clue you in on everything and talk to you more about it.
Okay.
All right. Do you happen to have an ID on you, perchance?
Yes, she does.
Okay. Can we get that, please?
Mm-hmm.
All that information. Call it in too. So not on radio.
Okay.
Hang tight right here with her. Okay. I'll be back. Ma'am, could we get your ID also, please?
Yes.
Could we put you?
Yeah.
You have anything? I'll get her. Okay. All right.
Can I step out? I'm gonna call my husband.
Yes. Yeah. You'll be fine.
I'll be back. Can I come out?
Exactly, 7:30. Hey, could you do me a favor running these two and add to the record call? Okay, it'll be New Mexico DL, both of them, whenever you're ready.
Where did you put the baby at? Tell me the truth.
517.
That came out of your toy bag? You put it in the bag?
Yes.
In what bag? Why did you say anything to us? Do you want to get in trouble for this now? You could get in trouble for this, baby.
Mom, all right, just give it time, okay? We're gonna speak to the detectives whenever she's ready, okay? You ready for the second one? Second. Last three of that second one. The last three of the second one is 333.
Let's see. There we go.
Awesome, thank you so much.
Okay, Lexi. I know it's kind of tough right now, okay? I know you're scared, I know everything else, okay? As of right now, I cannot allow your mom to be in here with you, okay? So once the detectives get here, then she may be able to come back in here. But as of right now, I can't allow her to be back in here, okay? If you need something, we're not going to stay in here, okay? Because I think it makes it worse that we're here anyway, all right, obviously. And I know you're scared. So what we're going to do is we're going to stay on the outside of the door, okay? As long as you promise me you're not going to hurt yourself, okay? Like I said, this is a lot. I know it is, okay? You're young, you know, I don't want to be in here kind of adding to your anxiety and everything else, okay? If you need something, just push that button, okay? And then they'll come in there. They're on the way, okay? Okay? So as soon as they get here, they're going to talk to you. I mean, the reason why your mom, well, not yet. So I can't let her come back in here yet. Yeah, once they get here, then it's up to the detectives to get out to them if you can come back here. If they're okay with her coming back here, then you can come back here. Okay. The reason why is because you're an adult. You're 19 years old. Okay. If you're a juvenile, I would gladly have her back in here. Okay. But when you're an adult, I can't have you. So, if you have any questions, I'd say push that.
Can I go sign some forms?
Yeah.
This is giving us permission to transfer you to wellness. Dr. Barry is going to take them. You sign here. One more form.
The problem I have with her too, and we'll finish this out, is that you're not even distraught that you was you was pregnant and had this baby, and now this baby is gone.
That's the thing that's getting me, and it's like her mom is showing more emotion. No.
They'll be here for her in 30 minutes. They're going to transfer her in 30 minutes.
Okay, I'll let them know. Okay, thank you. Okay, we're gonna be out there. If you need something, let us know. Okay. All right.
Where the tears?
Oh, I have to talk to her about that. We just told her that she can't.
I got you.
Nothing back. I mean, once she gets taken or whatever, then
I got you.
yeah.
I was just gonna let you know if she's being transferred.
Yeah, no, you.
Is that cool?
Yeah, no, you're fine. Baby. Like the baby in the bag. Oh, baby. She had the baby. Right. She's still in there. She's gonna get airlifted out, transferred out for because she's still whatever she's got going on or whatever. So they're gonna transfer her out. The housekeeper, I didn't talk to her too much. Just got a brief statement from her, got her information, and then the nurse had actually went in there, got the baby and opened the bag, and then they rushed her to the baby into trauma 1. That's when they started working. So I got the bathroom closed off, and then I got the trauma room closed off because the trauma room, the housekeeper went in there because they called her to go clean it up. So obviously before she checked the trash can, she cleaned everything up. When she threw everything in the trash can, she looked it up, felt it was heavy, put it down. She looked in there, and that's when she saw the baby. Yeah. So then they took obviously the baby in the trash can, trauma 1, put the baby on the table, and then that's whenever they I'll take away. But other than that, so I got both of those closed off.
Cool. Hospital's complaint? Hospital's complaint?
I wish the baby lived.
Well, see, she was cleaning it up first so she was in there. So she said she actually didn't here because one of our other guys arrested her. And
now, not for nothing, should the cop be telling these paramedics the business?
She come out. So they're like, hey, are you okay? Check on her. She's like, yeah. Didn't want to come out. Gave her another, like, I guess 10 minutes. And then they said, we're going to open the door. And then when she opened the door, there was like shit everywhere. So they called housekeeping. They didn't know the baby was in there.
Oh, yeah. The baby's still here?
Yeah. There's the trauma 1. That's why I
probably would go get admission and stuff on the truck.
But yeah, like I said, the housekeeper cleaned up the floor and everything first. And then when she put all her stuff, into the trash can.
Oh, so the crime scene was tampered with by accident.
So they're looking for someone to talk to your mom?
Yes.
Okay.
Where I'm going?
Yeah, no, she already knows. Detective.
Is she going?
Yeah, she should be. Detective's up there talking with her right now. So, you have any other questions for us? Okay. I'll see how it is later.
Yeah.
We got a fly hole over there.
Oh, they're making sure. Yeah, they're gonna fry her.
She done. My thing is, where are the tears?
Oh yeah.
She ain't got none. She ain't had no remorse, no whatsoever.
None.
And what about the boyfriend?
You're getting transport, okay? So,
Well, the boyfriend telling the truth because he ain't about to get cleaned up with her.
so they'll get a hold of you. So let me get this camera real quick. Okay. Give me a good phone number for you? Cell phone number?
My mom says.
Ooh.
Did it show in the video the police talking to him?
I didn't find that one. I do know that the mom act all again. She act all like, oh my God, what is this warrant? Because I want to say she went home and then later on they had a warrant for her arrest.
She did. She went home
That
and
is
she
correct.
went to prom and everything. And they
Yeah,
said
that
she was
is correct.
laughing and everything.
Yeah, that is true. And the cops did get an opportunity to talk to the boyfriend.
Oh my God. All right. I'm just done with this girl. She had no emotional attachment. You right about that. Okay. This is sad. Who did I miss on this conversation? Adele, go ahead, your thoughts.
You did a standalone video for this, right?
Huh?
You did a standalone video for this, right?
I did not.
Or maybe it was Cheryl.
Yeah, it was Cheryl.
Yeah. So I saw that and I remember thinking that it just seems like she has like a completely different identity with her parents and at home, because even from the way her mom is talking to her, it's like she's the baby and she's the virgin and she wouldn't do anything. Oh yeah, like those like church girls that like when you're from Jamaica you call it.
We lost you, Adele. I can't hear you. Want me to come back to you? Okay, I'll come back again. No worries. Who did I skip? Emmanuel, what are your thoughts?
I didn't get that. Okay.
Oh, Nick, I'm sorry, babe. I'll come back to you.
This story is so disturbing to me. It's so disgusting because I don't even know if I can call her a person because I don't think a human being would ever do this. This is demonic. The fact that she gave birth to this child, she held him in her hands. He was breathing and she put him in a plastic bag and let him there to die. I'm sorry, that is first degree. I'm getting a little bit emotional because I don't understand how somebody could do that. Not even an animal would do that. So I hope that she never sees the light of day again. And I wouldn't mind if they give her the death penalty. There's no excuses. I don't care about mental health. I don't care if she was on drugs. I don't care if her parents were strict or if she didn't feel like it was a safe space to talk in her home. No. It's ridiculous.
I'm of the mindset when you condone little stuff, it just graduates to bigger stuff. And my kid, at the very least, would have not even have gone to prom.
Yeah.
You going to prom? Excuse me? I'm not buying you a dress. I'm not buying you a ticket. I'm not buying you nothing. We in trouble here. This is serious. And the own mother said out her own mouth, have you seen what happened to girls who do this to their babies? And you know your girl did it to her baby. And now, the mom, I feel like the mom knew too. The mom is not innocent in this situation. I'm sorry. And her acting skills get a 0 for me. Oh my God, full term. The baby was full term. I would have been like, is the baby alive? Can I see the baby? I would have been devastated. And the girl was sitting there. She ain't have no real tears. The cops in your room. You about to get clinked up. But even if I let go the cops and say maybe you was in shock, you don't cry for your dead baby, whether you knew you was pregnant or not. You put your dead baby in garbage bags and put garbage on top of garbage. But see, the hospital gets a goddamn F too. The nurse stand there talking about, oh, we thought she might have did something with the baby. So when you saw all that blood on the floor in the bathroom that she just came out of, the first thing you should do is start looking for a baby. And then you should have checked her again, because by then you already knew she was pregnant. You should have checked again and seen if a baby was in there. So this hospital gets an F. I mean, what school are these people going to now? This is like one-on-one stuff with nursing. When you went to the bathroom, you had a baby in you. You come back, there's blood over the floor. The first thing I'm saying, somebody come check, see if this baby's still in here. Then I'm hollering, go look for the baby in the bathroom. What's going on here? This is crazy. insane. And then mom, you let her go to prom. And if that was my son, now let me tell you, I am a helicopter mom, and I ain't gonna, say it's the best thing to do. It is not. But I would have told my son, you ain't going to the prom with her. Excuse me? Not happening. Not happening. Not under my watch. You can hate me for the rest of your life, but there will be no prom with that chick right there. Not gonna happen. Nikki, your thoughts?
Well, I think this is a very, emotional topic. I just think there's reasons why Roe v. Wade had to come into play. I think that millions of women over the years have made terrible decisions with regard to being pregnant. And I think it's because of the societal judgment that comes along, the unacceptance of you're pregnant out of wedlock, so on and so forth. But I'm not even going to go down that route. I do think that, we should just have a little bit of grace. I don't agree with what this young lady did. I'm not going to assume or act like I know that there's some plot or plan or scheme or whatever, because I don't know that to be true. It has a whole lot of, questionable situations going on, in my opinion. But I just think we have to caution ourselves with the amount of judgment. All of us judge each other. We all do. I do it. Everyone does it. But I just think sometimes I don't think we would need that law that someone was talking about, where it's sort of like you can drop the baby off at like the fire station or police station, no questions asked, if people felt safe to do so. I don't think we would need those type of laws to be in place, but because people don't feel safe to do that, these type of things result. Now, I'm not saying this young lady is right in any way, because I totally disagree, but I do think that there are situations where people are unaware that they're that pregnant. My sister-in-law, like I said before, she was 6 months pregnant. Her whole stomach was flat. If I didn't know her personally, I would have been like, nah, that ain't true. So I do think something should happen. I'm not exactly sure what should happen. I certainly don't think she needs to go to prison for the remainder of her life. I think this was a horrible life decision, if in fact that's the decision that she made. If they come to that determination that she actually knew all of what everyone is saying she knew. But I just think there are people who do way worse, and we give them way less time, and they intentionally do stuff to people that they didn't have to. So I just think just take a pause before we just sail her up the river. I think possibly the mom knew. I don't know 100%. It does seem a little, what she's saying does seem a little, practiced. But I just say have a little bit of compassion for her. I do think she probably needs some sort of I don't know. I don't know if I would say jail time or whatever, but she needs punishment of some sort. But I don't think we need to throw her away and throw her away and throw away the key, or lock her away and throw away the key. Because honestly, if she's 18 or 19 years old, I'm not saying she doesn't have the wherewithal to know better, but some people just make terrible decisions when they're young. And if we threw everybody away and lock them away and throw away the key, there's plenty of wonderful people that have grown beyond their childish, horrible mistakes to become better people later in life, is all I'm saying. So that's it.
Nikki, I hear you, but let me say this. To me, judgment is, I got no factors in the case. There's no evidence. There's very little information. And I'm saying, because of the way you look, it looked like you would have done that. So I'm saying you guilty. That's what I call judgment.
When you're saying this person's a demon,
hold on.
that's judgment.
Let me just finish.
She is.
Hold
She is
on.
a demon.
Hold on. Let me just finish. Because this is my assessment, right? Everybody got the right to their opinion, and I'm fine with that. I'm just telling you what my assessment and what I feel judgment is. Facts is, you went in a hospital, right? And I'll throw out there that maybe she had no clue she was pregnant. Her back was just hurting. I'll give her that. I'll give her all that all day long. You walk to the bathroom, and while in the bathroom, this baby pops out. She said, baby just slipped out. Who, even me in my big age, if the baby slipped out and I'm in the bathroom, hell, I'm in the freaking hospital. Maintenance will always have the key to open that bathroom door. Help, I'm in here. I need help. A baby just slipped out of me. But nah, I somehow get the umbilical cord off. Then I get it off. I take my non-breathing baby. I still don't call help. My baby not breathing. Help! My baby, the baby's not breathing. No, I don't do that. I get the umbilical cord off. I don't put the baby, wrap the baby up in some clothing and just walk out the bathroom and let them go discover the baby live or dead. I wrap this baby up in garbage bags. Then I make sure I put bags on top of it so that when they go in there, they may perhaps not find the baby. That's not judgment. And from my opinion, that ain't judgment. These are some hardcore facts that you just straight up was trying to do a hide and a cover up, because how do you get this umbilical cord off? Then allegedly, because this is what the friend says, this we don't know for a fact because we didn't see this on camera, but I'm talking about stuff that was talked on the camera by the popo. And her mother, if I got a baby girl and she's sitting there, the last thing I would say, what do you mean? What did we talk about? She talked to her kid about people who unalive their kids and how they go to jail. Not I talk to you about birth control. Not I talk to you about teenage pregnancy. She talked to her kid about teenagers that unalive their kids and how they go to jail. Who had that conversation? The conversation I have with my kid is about sex, protection, and listen, if some guy get pregnant, you're going to have to work because that's going to be your kid and your problem and your situation. And you got to have enough money to raise up that kid. And then I explained to him, you see the life you lived? Okay? Because I went to school and I was making a certain amount of money so you can live a certain type of way. You have some kid while you in high school, there's not too many jobs that's going to offer you up that type of money so you and your kid and your family can live a certain type of way. So hold on and hold back and think twice before you letting loose in people and you end up in that situation. But I never would take it to the step of, do you see what happens to kids when they unalive their kid? Who does that conversation? In my mind, this mother knew. In my mind, the girl knew. In my mind, she might not have known when she was going in that bathroom that baby was going to come out. But when the baby came out, she did what she did. And she had no remorse, because not only did she, put the baby in a bag, she put the baby in several bags and then covered up with another bag, hoping they wouldn't see that baby.
Well, Diva, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but in the video is where it shows her running away. She's clearly has her hand placed behind her on her bottom, like she's holding something that's coming out. So she knew something was happening. It shows it clearly in that video that her body was going through something at that time. So she could have yelled for help right there in the hallway, going into the bathroom. She had plenty of opportunities to ask for assistance in the hospital. So in the video, it clearly shows that something was happening, and she was holding her backside really tightly, so something was coming.
Right.
Diva, why didn't any nurses, if they knew she was pregnant, now I ain't no doctor, but don't you hear about they say if she was pregnant, well, let's see how far along she is. Let's see if she's dilated.
Right. If you remember the top of my conversation, I said clearly this hospital made mistakes. They made several mistakes. Now I ain't going to be in denial about that. They made several mistakes because I'm telling you.
This is a case of CYA. Cover your ass. Every little thing they trying to cover their butt on. I can't believe that a woman is in the hospital and is pregnant. They don't know nothing about the pregnancy. They don't know how far she's dilated, how far she's gone. She leaves the room and is gone for God knows how long, and nobody has checked on her.
Well, let me tell you about
She was gone for 37 minutes.
Yeah, but let me tell you about the check, though. She was in the emergency room. Now, although it didn't appear, but appearances don't mean nothing because it depends on how that ER was set up, right? It appears like it didn't look like it was crazy busy, but I don't know. And I don't know how many patients one nurse has. But listen, let's be clear. If you buzz me, you buzz the bell in nurse room, I got to go to the bathroom, right? Deep into this happened in 2020. She just got sentenced to 16 years. I just Googled it. Please Google it. Okay, well, that's good. She got 16 years. She needed it. I don't know why it just came up, being that they said if you're saying it happened in 2020. But hey, listen, you know what? I'm glad she got 16 years. Somebody Google it for me and see.
No, I believe her trial starts in September, October. I don't think it's
Yeah,
Yeah,
gone.
that did not
this
happen in
happened at the beginning of
2020.
this happened in January of this year.
Yeah, this
I thought
just
so. Yeah,
happened.
so see this
Yeah, this just
they
happened.
actually talking probably about an old case. So that's unfortunate that it probably happened again. But here's the deal. We're going to the bathroom, right? It all depends. If you're not a forest, I think I kind of said that before, and some other things, and you got to go to the bathroom, you're the ER, and we still waiting for tests to come back and all of that. I don't know the timeline. I think he kind of ran down the timeline of when they knew she was pregnant, but I don't know the timeline of when they knew she was pregnant versus when she went to the bathroom and this, that, and the other, right? So, but as I stated, I've never been to a hospital. I've never been anywhere at a doctor's office when they had to give me certain meds or do certain things where they still to this day don't say, is it a possibility that you're pregnant? Are you pregnant? Is there any possibility or whatever? And they still make me pee before they do X, Y, Z. So do they
No
have
matter how old you are, they
that
still
part?
ask you.
Come on, Savannah. Don't they?
But
Don't.
Diva, I think the
No,
reason why I think they did the pregnancy test, but they didn't wait for the results because she told them she was still a virgin.
But it don't matter what we tell the doctor.
I know it don't matter, but I'm just saying I think that's the
Yeah,
reason
that's
why
why
they went on and gave it to
that's
her.
why I'm telling you they messed up big here, right? Don't matter what I tell the doctor, because people lie all the time. Listen,
Diva,
I
you
always tell
remember?
people when we have, I'll let you go, Wayne. Give me 1 second. I always tell people, when I was trained on diabetes education, right? And the people was like, how has you been the last 3 months? What you been eating? They all had salad, or every last one of them. And I said, listen, you could tell me what you want, but when the A1C come back, the facts will be the facts. The facts will be the facts. And I always tell people, I can help you if you tell me the truth, but I'm not going to help you if you don't tell the truth, because I'm going to be fixing a lie. And you're going to come back in the next 3 months and your A1C is still going to be out of whack. So if you have French fries and biscuits and all this and everything for the last 3 months, you might as well just say it, because I'm telling you, the A1C don't lie. It just don't lie. The blood work don't lie. The blood work won't tell the truth regardless, right? So you could sit there unless they came back and made you the second Virgin Mary, girlfriend. You're not a virgin. That's a point blank in the period. Wayne, what was you going to say?
You remember a few years ago, the lady was in the hospital, and I think she slipped out on the floor to go smoke. Like I guess the exit to the stairways.
Yep.
She couldn't get back in because the door locked. They didn't find her till about 3 or 4 days later. 3 days later, unalived. So
Did
nobody knew.
Did she freeze to death? What happened to her?
She couldn't get back in, and whatever's wrong with whatever. I know they found her unalive in the stairway because she couldn't get back in. I don't know what sickness she had. But I remember that. And if the thing about it, it wasn't like hours. It was like a few days.
Well, see, no. So whatever, that nurse, that doctor, that hospital, that's insanity, right? Because the minute I go in my room and the patient is not there, I'm asking questions, because you got to do assessments, and you do assessments every 4 hours at the least. It depends on what's going on with the patient. If something more is going on, you may have to do it every 2 hours, but at the very least, you do assessments. You have to do vital signs every 4 hours. And then, of course, you're going to see the patient more if the patients are on certain medications, right? Maybe they on antibiotics every 6 hours or something like that. No, so that whole hospital needed to go down, because how do you miss a patient for even just a half a shift? A half a shift. How are you giving report to the next shift on a patient and nobody went to assess that patient? So we did report several ways. Sometimes we would sit at the desk, give reports, and then after we gave reports on whatever 4 patients you was about to get, we would go walk to the room with that patient and say, okay, see, the IV is working. Because then you got messy nurses where they knew the IV wasn't working and they wouldn't say nothing to you. Okay. Maria, you Diva, you have to get off your soapbox a little bit. No, Maria, goodbye. Bye, sweetie. Bye, sweetie. You seem to always disagree with the woman from Alabama who always states facts. I don't know what and who you're talking about.
What?
What are you talking about? Goodbye, Maria. Obviously, you don't come over here enough, and I'm going to interject and tell what I want to tell when I want to tell it. So, Maria, I can kick you out or you can go. And I normally don't kick people out and I let everybody have their opinion, but whatever you're saying is way off the meter. Goodbye.
Yes. Please leave the building.
Please leave the building.
And
Opinion's the only one from
I don't know what
Alabama.
you're talking about. Go ahead.
Can I go? Is that possible? Because my internet is giving me a hard time tonight.
Yes. Yes. Go ahead.
Okay. So obviously this situation is so sad, so ridiculously emotionally tugging, and there is so much in this that you know that it's not adding up. 2 + 2 is not adding up to 4 here. It's adding up to 10. And so there's a lot that we may not know. That being said, I subscribe to that thing that says, let those without sin cast the first stone. So I am not going to be that person that says, this situation alone is enough to throw her away. I've been on this earth over 40 years and I've learned many things. There's so much more that I need to learn. I learn a lot from you guys, and I hope I say something once in a while that you guys can learn from me. I believe life is a classroom, and life is a lot about redemptive qualities, and where God is always with us and always looking out for us. And the moment we decide to throw each other away because we make a mistake, this was one of those ones where it's just like, really? Yeah, I get it. But the whole thing is, we all make mistakes. Like, some people want to say your sin is bigger than mine, but I believe all sins is sins. And at the end of the day, when we're able to say, you know what, this person did something horrible, they need to pay for it, they need to go through certain things, but there has to be room. There has to be room for a person to be able to redeem themselves, or you might as well kill them. And I say that because I don't believe in the death penalty and I don't believe in killing people. But I'm just saying that's what it does. The moment you decided you want the person to stay on this earth, but there's no room for them to do it. So why are they here? And I believe God gives us so much every day and asks nothing. In the Tao Te Ching, it says, he does everything, but he leaves nothing undone. It means that he does everything for us. He allows us to breathe. He provides over and over, and he asks for nothing. He doesn't say, I do that. It's up to us whether we want to say that or not. And I come to realize how much God has done for me. If I think too much about it, I'll start crying just out of joy. Those married, beautiful cries. And knowing that, know how much I've been forgiven for, and I don't consider myself a bad person, but we sin every day. We sin just out of presumption, out of the things that we just jump to conclusions about. And in this girl is 19 years old. She's not meant to be thrown away at 19. No matter what she does, we're told to go into prison.
Adele, you went out again.
Adele, your internet is acting up again. Your internet is acting up again. I will say, this topic is simply supposed to matter the audience. Yeah, it is.
Diva, can I say something real quick?
Of course, go ahead.
Because somebody also mentioned this is an opportunity for us to talk about abortion. I think this is also an opportunity for us to talk about the fact that if you ever have sex, and I'm not talking about if it's forced or if it's incest or whatever. I'm talking about two willing man and female. If you have sex, no matter the protection, you always run a risk of getting pregnant because that's what sex
That's
is
facts.
designed to do. So
That's
let's
Preach,
also
facts.
bro.
remember that.
That's
Preach.
facts. You speaking facts. You speaking facts, and I'm glad you. Oh my God, you're speaking facts. That's facts. Let me say this: when we do adult things, you're
Adult
gonna have to
consequence.
suffer adult consequences.
That
Amen.
part.
Okay, so when you want to have sex, there's always going to be a possibility whether you swallowing birth control, the person uses a condom, like Emmanuel said, a baby can be produced as a result of that act.
All
And
it takes is one
here's the
time.
thing is the Bible, we bring the Bible in when we feel like it. And I'm not talking you, Adele, just personally. I'm just talking in general. We bring the Bible in when we feel like it, okay? And then the other times we overlook it. Because the Bible also said there's free will. So everything ain't of God. He has his rules and regulations, but then there's free will, right? And when you want to go the path of free will, you're going to have to accept the consequences that come with your free will. And that ain't of God. So God don't want none of us out here having premarital sex, but we do, and that's our free will. But you can't get mad of the prize that you get when you want to go do your free will. Come on now. Can we talk? Can we have this conversation?
Say it.
Okay. So
It's
what
facts.
I'm saying is that, she did free will. She had her premarital sex. She had her fun. On top of that, she got pregnant. Now, my thing is, I'm going to have mercy on you when I see some type of remorse from you. But there have been things that happen in my life and I'm just distraught. Sometimes I get distraught when I really feel like, oh my God, I said such and such. I didn't mean it that way to that person. I hurt their feelings. And I don't even have a good sleep at night until I somehow get back to them, text them or something, said, I hope you didn't take that way. I didn't mean it like that. You understand what I'm trying to say? So for you,
Shiva, not everyone
to
expresses.
be able to go to your prom, wait, give me a minute. For you, it's a thorn in my side. For you to be able to go to your prom and a baby is not here, I can't roll with that. I can't even wrap my mind around that. And this is not me judging like, oh, nobody's perfect. Yeah, we already know that, right? That's why God died on the cross, if we're going to bring that conversation in here, because he already knew. He died for our sins because he already knew. He knows every day. We say, beg you, please forgive me. He know we going to mess up again. But all I'm just saying is that she had the perfect opportunity within a hospital, because they could have gave that baby away at that point. I don't want the baby. Listen, I didn't even know I was pregnant. God bless that child. Give it the baby to somebody who loves it. But you was in the bathroom cleaning up. It's too much for me.
Diva.
And in my mind, I'll come back to you. Give me a minute. In my mind, if you can do all of that, I'm afraid of what else you're going to be capable of doing. That's just me.
Ooh,
you can go in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
You can have a baby. Before you was in so much back pain, but now you got superpower. You done had this baby. You done cut the umbilical cord and you're cleaning up.
Oh, she ripped that thing to shreds. They said it was mangled in so many different places. That's why the blood was on the ceiling.
Can I please just say something for a second regarding what you just said?
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes we forget that different people are in different places in their life. And the things we know, the things we do, is all account of what we've learned. You as a person, I see you as a well-educated, well-rounded person who has made good choices in her life, because yes, you said you had a great village, you have great friends. And I'm not saying that those were all easy things to do, but you worked hard and you did it. This is a girl that's 18-year-old. I'm not sure of her circumstances. I'm not sure what she's learned. But what I do know is that I would hope that she could have had the skill to do it, but obviously she didn't, so she made this decision. She deserved to be consequenced. That going to the prom, the school should have even stepped in and said, I'm sorry, like whoever. She shouldn't have choose I would have been so embarrassed to even show up in front of anybody, but she showed up anyway. It's a messy thing all around. I'm just saying, with her consequence done, is not, I don't think this should be an end for her. I'm only saying it because of something that I heard, not what everybody said, because some people were just saying consequence. And of course she needs a consequence. You can't do something like that and nothing happens. It's a part of life. And that's what's actually going to help her to grow up. I believe a lot of the negative things that happen in your life comes because it's like life is trying to let you grow up, let you learn for the tough things, including the consequences. And that's a part of her journey. But when that is done and she's at a better place, she should be able to redeem and maybe come back around and be a mentor for another person and be able to influence other people. Some of the best people in life that makes the best mentor are people who've been there, who've done it, and they'll come to you and said, like sometimes I will listen to what my opinion says, and she'll bring a lot of her stories, and it's so impactful because she's saying it from a place of I've been there, I know this. This is, and it's always that way. Like I have my own, and that's what I'm saying. We're all bruised. We all need that healing, and the broken places in us are the most rich and beautiful places that we have. And so we need to allow those people to heal and be able to contribute when they can. Yeah, that's what I wanted to just say.
Let me ask you this: should Jeffrey Dahmer have gotten a chance to heal?
I just put that in the chat.
I'm gonna say this.
Heck no.
I don't have the answers for everything. I'm on a journey just like you guys. All I know is that we have many villages. We have the smaller ones in our own life, and we have the bigger ones of the community of the world.
No, but Adele, what I'm saying is, where's the cutoff? No, hold on, Adele, because I know we get so far off. I'm asking, where is the cutoff, though? Where's the cutoff?
Listen, we can do as much as we can. What he did was heinous. I think for me, the best answer I can do, to be very direct, I personally don't think he should. But what happens, it doesn't mean that at the end of the day, where he is, something can't happen for him to
well,
whether
he's in heaven now, maybe.
Oh, I don't know.
But they unalived him. Well, I'm telling you where he is. Wherever he is, he ain't on this earth no more because they unalived him. But I'm just saying, come on. If we gonna have these conversations, we gotta keep it 100, right? I'm about to move on. Yes, who wanted to speak? Go ahead.
I just want to share it real quick. Listen, I lost my nephew. His mother, unfortunately, whatever. So I have a little bit of insight to this. I have not forgiven his mother. And yes, I go to church every Sunday. Every Sunday. I have zero intention on forgiving her. And I'll tell you why. Not only does she hurt the rest of the family, she hurt her son, even though he probably forgave her when she did what she did. Listen, actions have consequences. And Adele, I understand to a point what you're saying, but I have to, coming from a viewpoint, having some insight, I disagree at the same time. Because you can't just say, well, this person messed up, this person this person that. No. There's things that are not warranted a comeback, a redemption, and everything else. Other thing, but no, it's not different. This girl doesn't deserve a comeback story. She deliberately did something. No comeback for that. None.
Okay, so guys, let me
move on. We're getting off topic.
Yeah, we're gonna call it.
Hey, Diva.
Yes.
Yes. Can I say what I need to say?
Yes.
Okay. First of all, I want to give props to the police officer.
Yeah.
Very professional and did his job. And I wish and pray that all police officers could learn from him. Okay. Secondly, my father was extremely strict. And he would always say, don't bring no babies in this house. So I'm fearful. Okay. My mother, when I was in the 8th grade, explained to me about getting pregnant. And she said, she had a book. She said, you see that period at the end of that sentence? I said, yeah. She said, that's all it takes for you to get pregnant. So I'm walking around fearful. 19, I think I'm pregnant. I told my mama. Didn't tell her right off the bat, but I gathered the courage to tell her. She told my daddy. My daddy said, take it to the doctor. So I don't know if she had that type of parent, but you have to be able to tell somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's just, she's cold-hearted because think about, like like I said, the baby done come out and you got to, with your hands, ripping at that umbilical cord. Did it come off off the baby's stomach? Because it was still left inside of her. Everybody, I am so into God. But one thing I do know, everybody is not of God.
Yes, say it again.
Everybody ain't of God. Because Satan got his people.
Yep.
And God just say, pray for them. And that's what I do. Jeffrey Dahmer, I pray that they find God. I don't pray for nothing else. I just want you to, whatever part you in, pray. I do what God tell me. I pray that they find God. That's it.
Appreciate you. Jeffrey Dahmer is not alive anymore, just so everybody knows.
I do apologize for getting in my feelings.
Well, I'm talking about when he was.
I know. I'm just saying in general. I just give updates, y'all. I'm not combating anything, any words that come out of anybody's mouth. He's not alive anymore because unfortunately for him, they did something to him in jail. I'll just say it like that. They did something to him in the jail. So he's no longer here. All right. So these discussions, we have them, people. And like I said to everybody in the chat, we do what we do up here. We break down the conversation and everybody get passionate about their side. And it is what it is. But I will always, so y'all don't come to my channel if you ain't ready for me to interject. Because I'm going to interject with my thoughts and what I feel. And it is what it is, right? So, and everybody has the right to their opinion. But yes, I will come back with some food for thought to say, well, what about X, Y, Z? This, that, and the other. This is how I feel, so forth and so on. It is overtime. And I knew it. I said to myself, I was only going to do 2 topics. I thought we was going to be able to squeeze in 3. I didn't realize this one with the baby was going to be the way it was. Because I did have an update on this Dr. St. Julian. You know what? And I think I'm going to take her out the title in case somebody comes here and they're thinking they're going to get about that. Lately, I haven't been taking out the title, the other stuff we was going to go over. But I think I need to backtrack and take it out the title because there was a little more information on that. We'll do that at the next trending topics. But I will say this. I appreciate every conversation that everybody gave and everybody thoughts. But if y'all know one thing about me, when I have a thought process, I am tunnel vision.
Yeah,
it's hard to break that tunnel vision. But if you give me something that I feel can break it, I will break it. But if I feel that what you said did not break it, then I ain't going to break my tunnel vision. Y'all know how I am. And I'll just say this, that just generically, if you allow a person to get away with X, if you go into the history where most cops and detectives will tell you, all it does is elevate the level of what they do. They only go up from there. They even tell you on a very low level with your children, if your children think you're a joke, they're going to stop listening to you too. So if you keep telling your child, if you don't do your homework, you're not going to be able to play the game, but you let them play the game, they already know I ain't got to do my homework. She going to talk to me and tell me I ain't going to play the game, but I'm going to be able to play the game. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if this girl don't suffer some type of consequences, and I'm not saying anybody said she shouldn't, but I'm just saying that she don't suffer some type of consequences for what she did, it's only going to go up from there. They said most thieves, they started out with stealing a piece of candy. That low level. They got away with it. It gives them this euphoria. It gives them a high. The next thing they steal candy and some chips. The next thing you know, they're elevated. They're stealing more and more and more until they suffer that consequence that will stop them. So you know what? You got to stop wrongdoing on certain levels dead in the tracks, or else we're going to have these people in our society that have no moral compass and will do whatever to whoever, however, because they're constantly getting away with the shenanigans. And that's Diva's final thoughts. I appreciate all of y'all for being here. I appreciate your contribution to the conversation, because we would not be able to have this level of conversation if we all was on the same page anyway, right? It would be one and done, and I probably can do my train ride in 60 minutes, which I do prefer. But y'all know, y'all do what y'all do.
She doesn't. She doesn't. She likes this 2-hour thing.
Sometimes she like listening to things. I see her.
I appreciate y'all, and I appreciate your conversation. And I do everything on a case-by-case basis.
Absolutely.
If that chick had a little more, I felt a little more remorse in her, I would feel a little differently perhaps. But even when she was sitting on that bed, I felt nothing. I felt no remorse. I felt nothing. Then you went to the prom, girl, bye. Anyway, guys, I love y'all. Have a good night. Happy Saturday. I'll see y'all next time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, Tina. Have a good night.
You too.